Karibu sana mpenzi mtazamaji kwenye kipindi chetu cha The Youth Talk Show, kipindi ambacho kinakujia kila siku ya Ijumaa masaa kama haya. Nakushukuru sana kwa kujiunga nasi kwenye Biblia Husema TV. Kwa wasikilizaji wote na watazamaji tunasema asanteni sana kwa maoni yenu ambayo mmeweza kuyatoa ili kufanikisha kipindi hiki, na kwa wote ambao wanatazama katika sehemu mbalimbali za nchi hii, katika counties mbalimbali, tunasema asante sana. The Youth Talk Show ni kipindi ambacho kinaangazia masuala ya vijana, na bila shaka katika vipindi vyetu tumekuwa tukiangazia mambo mengi sana na bado tunazidi kuiangazia. Katika kipindi chetu siku ya leo nataka tuangalie ile tunaita inspiration, ama jinsi vijana wanaweza toa mwongozo kutoka kwa vijana wenzao. Ni mimi msimulizi wako Tom Juma nikisema karibu sana kwenye kipindi chetu. Siku ya leo kwenye studio nimebahatika kuwa na mgeni wa nguvu kabisa. Nakwambia huyu dada ametushtua hapa, atupumui kwenye studio. Yeye kwanza ni Chief Officer katika kaunti yetu ya Uasin Gishu, the youngest Chief Officer. Wewe ukiendelea kungoja tu serikali ingilie kati, she's already a Chief Officer. Yeye ni wakili, a lawyer, and I need to know the difference between advocate and lawyer. Isitoshe, yeye anasimamia, yeye ni president, chapter president wa Young African Women Congress katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Alafu yeye pia ni mwanafunzi bado, anafanya masters. Sijui nianzie wapi. Wacha mwenyewe ajiintroduce ili uweze kusikiza mengi kutoka kwake. Karibu sana Madam Ruth kwenye kipindi chetu cha The Youth Talk Show. Sasa uanze tu kuniambia haya mambo yote nimesema kama ni ukweli ama nimejipangia. Ruth ni nani?
Asante sana kwa kunialika kwenye hii show ya vijana. Mimi naitwa Ruth Chemutai Rob, na naitwa pia Mrs. Chelashao kwa sababu nimeoleka kwa familia ya kwa Chelashao. Mimi ni mzaliwa wa Sugoi. That is where I was born and brought up. Na bila umesema ni ukweli, kimasomo nilisomea shule ya Boynet Primary School, iko mahali huko karibu na Sugoi.
Uko ndani.
Nikasomea Loreto High School, Matunda, lakini pia nilifanya kidato cha 4 kutoka Kamagut High School. Wakati huo ilikuwa day school tu. Kutoka hapo nikaenda Annex School of Law, Moi University. Then nikaenda Kenya School of Law, Nairobi. Hapo sasa nikakuwa lawyer. Hapo ndio mahali ulikuwa unasema tofauti ya advocate and lawyer.
So ukiwa lawyer ni ukiwa bado unasoma the 4 years?
Kabla kuna kitu inaitwa admission to the bar.
Okay.
Hapo sasa ndio mahali unavuka kuwa wakili, wakati unachukua hiyo kiapo ambayo unaapishwa na Chief Justice.
So wakati uko let's say at the School of Law.
Yes.
Who are you?
You are a lawyer.
You're a lawyer.
Until jina yako iandikwe kwa the role of advocates.
So 2 more years after the 4 years School of Law.
Yes.
And then you go that you are a lawyer.
Yes.
After 2 years at the Kenya School of Law, sasa jina iandikwe, you now become an advocate.
Now after the 2 years, unaenda School of Law for 1 year, then unafanya pupillage for 6 months, then you now apply to be admitted to the role of advocate.
What?
Now your application is heard by the Chief Justice. And now the ruling is your admission to the bar. Anakuambia sasa amesoma application yako na ameona makaratasi yako, una qualify kuwa wakili. Now you are admitted to the bar. Maybe that is why wanaitwa learned friends. It is quite a process.
Learned friends.
Alafu sasa hapo katikati nilisomea CPS. Inaitwa Certified Public Secretary. Siku hizi ni Certified Secretary from KASNEB, na nikamaliza in 2015. And currently I'm doing Masters in Law, Environmental Law.
Hey. Okay.
I am a mother of 3 girls. I like saying 3 because although I lost the middle one just a few days after delivery, I still mothered that baby. So I'm a mother of 3 beautiful girls.
Okay.
Yeah, right now I'm the Chief Officer for Lands and Housing, Uasin Gishu County. I'm the chapter president for Young African Women Congress, which is a Pan-African movement that is headquartered in Ghana, Accra, Ghana. Yeah, that is That is me.
At that young age, achieved all these things. Don't forget she's a mother, right? Yeah, and she can do all that. Wewe, yani kitu tu hata moja tu bado hujaanza, hata kumaliza tu form 4 bado. So how did you manage all the way from Sugoi here in Uasin Gishu County? How did you manage changing kutoka village life now umeenda the school of law? And we are talking about the young people ambao the moment wanatoka nyumbani wamechangiwa school fees, wametafutiwa bursary, wengine naona the county of Uasin Gishu or Nandi imeweza kuwa sponsor, or Elgeyo Marakwet County nimesikia juzi wengine wameenda Finland. The counties are sponsoring the young people kuenda shuleni, and then they reach school na wanaanza mchezo. I believe at your time, which is not very far, you had challenges. How did you overcome managing between kusoma na hizi challenges ambazo young people wanapitia?
I want to say first of all that it has been quite a journey. Haijakuwa rahisi hivyo vile ina sound that I'm now the chief officer. Hiyo ni ile wanasema trust the process.
Yeah, true.
I am born to a very humble family. My mother is a primary school teacher. She just retired, and we are 8 of us, and I am somewhere in the middle, hapo katikati.
Among the 8.
So when I was growing up, my parents were at the point of struggling kusomesha wale wakubwa. Kuna wenye walikuwa high school, wengine hapo. So it was really strenuous for our parents. But one thing that our parents gave us is what we call hope.
Yes.
Our parents told us that we do not have this, but you have a chance of getting it for yourself.
Yes.
And I remember our mother, there was a time payslip yake ilikuwa inakatwa mpaka she was earning 800 shillings.
As a primary teacher, I can guess.
800 shillings. Yeah. So we would tell ourselves, she has sacrificed all this so that we get a good education. And I remember there was a time we had like a small meeting nyumbani when they were fencing our compound. We told our mother that wakati anaacha space ya gate, awache big enough for a car to pass. And that was kitambo.
Yani we were seeing mbele.
Yeah, we told her we don't know how long it will take, but tutakuja kuingia hapo na gari. Now, when I was growing up, I went to Loreto and I developed some health issues. I used to have ulcers. So I was sickly most of the time. In fact, I think my KCSE, I did it in the dispensary ya shule, most of it.
Wow.
So I came and redid the KCSE in Kamagut High School.
Oh, yeah.
When I was coming to Kamagut, wakaniambia kwa hiyo shule, how can you come from Loreto
to Kamagut
and come to a day school?
Imagine.
But me, I told the headmaster, currently the MP of Chesumei, he's called Kogo. I told him, I know why I have come to this school. And what I want is just a place where I can study.
Yes, yes.
You know. And I kept the focus. Because when I was in class 3, maybe let me tell you why, when nilianza kutaka kuwa wakili. When I was in class 3, nilikuwa na watch kipindi ya Vioja Mahakamani. So I used to watch that kipindi mpaka kuna siku nikaambia mama yangu, how comes this person who is the judge ni mdogo kwa uso lakini ako na nywele ya white? You know that thing they wear?
Is it a wig?
Yeah, it's a wig. Okay. So mama yangu akaniambia, hiyo si nywele nyeupe. Ukisomea sheria, unavalishwa hiyo kitu so that when you make decisions, you make wise decisions. That was I was in class 3, tulikuwa tunaona kwa hii Great Wall, the black and white.
Yeah,
TV.
Black and white. So ulikuwa unaona ya white.
Sasa, I told my mom, I am praying that God keeps you long enough to see me wearing that thing. And you know, I'm not yet there. I'm still on my way.
Unaenda kuiva?
I'm almost, but I'm still on my way.
So even when you are doing pupillage,
when I am studying in Loreto, where I still have that focus that I want to be this lawyer.
Right from class 3 to high school, yes. Bado tu ilikwama hapo.
Hata ukiangalia in all my desks, when I used to write, I'm going to be a lawyer.
Oh, yes.
So when I finished Form 4, I got a B+. From Kamagut. I was actually the best.
Wewe ndio ulikuwa best, I'm sure.
Yes. So nikaitwa kwenda kufanya education. I missed doing law by 0.01. do you know when I go to schools I tell students you'd rather do the rounding off sahi because hiyo siku ndio utatamani kufanya rounding off
inakataa
possible
0.01
0.01
yani hata examination counselor wangeona tu
awanga nihurumia imagine 0.01 so I'm there nimeitwa kufanya education and me I wanted to be something better than my mother.
Yes.
So here I am, nimeitwa kufanya the same course that my mother did.
Yes, she's a teacher.
Nikasema me I'm not going. The only option I had was to do law under parallel. Parallel school fees ilikuwa 164,000.
I can imagine.
And you know where you are coming from. And you know that 164,000 is not there. But I remember Kogo akaniambia the most difficult part of anything is beginning.
It's true.
If you are able
Very
to just
true.
begin. So by then everybody disowned me. Wakaniambia wewe kazi yako unataka kutesa wazazi wako, you know there's no money, you are still insisting. So what we did, nikamwambia mamangu, mimi I am going to defer, I am going to do kibarua, I'm going to try and get money from anywhere, bora nikuwe able kufanya law. And you know I'm one person who believes in prayer. I will just pray and tell God it will happen. But you know I want to do this course.
True.
So Kogo gave me 1,500 shillings, the application fees. So I went and applied. Tukapeleka barua kwa shule. Then my mother told me, tutatoa wapi pesa? Nikamwambia wacha tu anipe admission letter, nitakaa nayo.
Nyingine itafuata baadaye.
Then somehow we had a small land dispute hapo kwetu na jirani. Then my mother decided that because of this land dispute, wacha nichukue loan, we pay off this neighbor, then hiyo shamba ikuwe yetu, tuache issues. Midway, my grandfather comes and resolves that dispute. So there is some money.
So your loan sasa ni
so there is some money.
Kuna imehanga.
Nikaenda kwa madhe nikamwambia sasa mom, now that you have some money, why don't you pay for me first year? Then akaniambia and those other years nikamwambia God will provide.
Yeah.
That is how my first year was paid. After that I would go for these meetings za bursaries za CDF.
Yes.
Do you know there was one I even stood on top of a desk just telling them munisaidie bursary. And I was given. Why am I telling you that story? Because those instances stuck in my head. When I am in the university, there are people drinking, there are people going out, there are people smoking. There are groups of people just enjoying life.
Having fun.
Me, kwa kichwa yangu najiuliza, nilisimama juu ya meza, ndio hii pesa ipatikane. So I had to work hard. And you know, in university, wanasemanga show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
Yes.
It is basically the company you keep that determines. You need to get people you are going in the same direction. And they say when you are going in the wrong direction, you should not even accelerate. So the first point is confirming which direction are you
going the right direction.
Yes. So for me, I would even stop a politician on the road and tell the politician nipatie school fees. So
ulikuwa unawajua?
No, me I would just stand nje ya gate.
Oh, bora unetuma gari inapita.
Mama tu nje ya gate akitoka na anasema unataka nini na namwambia nataka school
fees.
Wananipatia. So literally I would get money from well wishers. And that is how I branded myself a community project.
Kila mtu alikuwa amejitolea.
Yes. Then after that I would go to back to the primary schools, the secondary schools and just talk to the girl child and tell them, you see, we can do this. But we have to be disciplined in order to get where we are going. So as I talk to the girls in the schools, I'm still pursuing my studies. And you know, I tell myself, that girl I talked to is looking up to me. If I fail right now, I will have collapsed someone else's dream, not just mine. So that gave me the push to at least make sure that whatever chance I get, I know that this chance is not haikuja tu hivi.
You're supposed to be addressing these young people who are watching you right now. Umepewa the opportunity with your parents. Kuna watu mpaka wameuza shamba. And wamekupea the opportunity ya kuenda shule. And then you end up destroying that opportunity. There are some few powerful words you've said there, especially when you are talking to when you are telling the young people I need you to repeat the same words. Na waambie that once you have the opportunity, my friend, don't waste it, because after that will be the end of you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So there you are, the School of Law. Kumbuka kwamba ni the Youth Talk Show. Madam Ruth here is telling us the story. We are inspiring the young people. We are saying ukiwa na opportunity tafadhali tumia, because wherever she has come from, wengi wetu tumetoka huko, and our parents are struggling. There are parents ambao wana complain that young people at home right now ni vichwa ngumu. You don't want to listen. She was able to move on even with more extra efforts minus what the parents could do, na amesonga. Wewe umepewa hizo pesa, umelipiwa school fees yote, a whole year, even a whole 2 years, lakini bado you are still stubborn. This is a very big issue, and especially right now.
Yes.
So how did you finish the 4 years? Because I'm interested in.
I'm telling you, it is just God. It took well wishers all through. It took support from just anybody who showed up. And you know, some people, let me tell you, sometimes God gives you what we call grace, the unmerited favor.
Yes.
God will take you to places you have never imagined. I remember there was one function I attended. There was this, alikuwa anaitwa Nderitu Gachagua.
Yes.
Some guy from Nyeri. They came under, sijui ilikuwa Kadu ama nini. Me, I just went for that function. After that, nikamwambia, I'm studying law, nini. If you're able to assist me. Do you know the guy went? That was on, I think, on a Saturday. On Wednesday, he sent me 20,000.
20. Na najua 20 at that time.
At that time, that was the balance I had. So that I could do my exams.
Na bahati.
You know, so it is actually just God. And the way you have said that we need to the future of our parents depends on us.
Yes.
Whether your parents are going to live a miserable old life or a blessed old life, it's all in your hands. Mi nakumbuka when my mom used to earn a salary of 800 shillings, she would not take the snacks teachers would take in school. She would not have the many new clothes. Unajua hata hiyo picha niliona juzi of some green sweater ati if your parents had this one,
this
you are
one.
a dynasty. My parents did not have all those things. But you know, right now as we speak, if there is a function and I send my mother to represent me, she'll be given the front seat.
Lazima atapewa.
Akifika kwanza wanasema mama ya sio ndio huyu. So you can imagine saizi my mama has made a name out of me. And that is how life is supposed to be. Right now she's just happy. You know, ile nye wanasema some of our parents are dying because of pressure. If you take your parents from the village, you come and take them to Rupa Mall, just have them do some small shopping and take some tea in Java, you will not get to hospital. Watakuwa walipona somewhere hapa.
Actually kuna vile wanapona somehow.
Yes. So for me, the Bible says that children are like arrows. And arrows are supposed to be used for hunting. So you as an arrow, what have you hunted for your parents? What have you brought home for your parents? You know, they should not just have counted that wale wenye wanasemanga heri ningezaa this and this. No,
those
you are supposed to be that child where you form part of the introduction of your parents. Ushaiona kama mzazi wangu sahi akijiintroduce anasema mimi ndio baba ya Sio Lands. You know, I am part of his introduction. But if you don't struggle, and there's nothing for free, TJ. There's nothing for free. Everything out here, you have to work hard. And you know what I do nowadays? I get my school fees. I talk to my kids. Naambia, this money, I can buy a dress, I can buy a shoe, I can buy all those things that I want. But I'm taking this money to school so that you can make it, you can make a living for yourself. And those are very small children. My children are 10 years and 4 years. And you know
but inabidi waelewe sasa vile maisha
inaenda. Wananiambia, mama unataka tufanye aje? Naambia mimi nataka upate 100. When schools are closing, they come back and say, aki mamu nisamee, nilipata 95.
95?
Yes. Because at least they know that it is an investment. And we are supposed to be arrows. If you don't understand that, you lose it.
Wow.
The Bible also says in the book of Corinthians that in a race, many people run.
Yes.
but only one person wins. And it
Yeah.
says, run therefore in such a way as to win. So in this race we are running on earth, look at the people you are running with. Look at how you are running it. Look at the end game. What do you want? And not just what do you want, how much do you want it? You know, if I normally tell people, if you want to drink water, you can drink from a plastic glass, or you can drink from a glass. And what do we call these expensive glasses? In both of them, utakuwa umekunywa maji.
Bado utakunywa tu.
Utakunywa. But the quality is different. The quality is different. And that's why I tell girls, the life of a girl, TJ, is very fragile. Ni kama glass. Ikianguka imeanguka. You know?
True.
Sometimes there is no salvaging the life of a girl. And that is why we need to be extra careful ourselves as girls. And how you finish matters. But how you finish as a girl matters more, because the integrity with which you finish also. You know, there is that girl who will score an A and people will say, hata kama amepita, she normally sleeps everywhere. You know?
Hawamini vile umepita yani.
It will not have the sweetness. But there is that girl who will score a C. Not an A, a C. But she is a girl with her own values and integrity. Yes. And people will say, this girl is going far. So, it is important that we take care.
What about our ladies ambao most of the time they want to impress? 3/4 of their life wanna live to impress, splashing pictures all over social media, saying they are living good, and yet they are not.
Well, I really get saddened by this belief of even how the word sponsor came to exist.
Yes.
Because I am one who believes that whatever anyone buys for me, I should be able to afford it myself.
Okay.
So that you are not buying to surprise me and make it look like you've done something so big for me. You know, cheap is expensive in the long run. And unfortunately, to say this, men normally take women the way you present yourself. Okay. If you present yourself as very loose, they will use you for 2 or 3 weeks and they don't have a problem spending money on you for that period. So they'll use you for those 2 to 3 weeks, exhaust anything from you, then just leave you for they say leave you for dead, actually. That is what they leave you for. Because either they leave you pregnant, or they leave you HIV positive, or they leave you depressed. That is why after that, the girl would just commit suicide. Or because you've been living a fallacy. You've been living a life that is not real. So all of a sudden, you are dropped to the ground and you don't know how to start.
That is true.
And I normally tell girls, let us take the stairs. Even in a building where there are lifts, we take the stairs.
Okay.
Because you see the advantage with stairs, if you fall just 1 or 2 steps behind.
True.
But in a lift, stima ikifail, what happens? What happens if a lift crashes? You utakuwa kama mincemeat. So let us take the stairs. Let us go slow, but you will get there. The girls who are going out with sponsors when you are in campus, they were going out so that they'd be given a car, and maybe those days you would be utanunuliwa vits, you know. But right now, I have a car. You see, they took a shortcut, but I'm here now.
You have
I have all those
now.
things they had then. But you see now, mine is more enjoyable because I worked for it. You know,
it's yours.
It's mine. It's mine. I worked for it. So I normally tell people, you can come from the village and make it in life. You can make it in life. Hizo hype za kusema, oh, I'm going swimming. Do you know some of us don't know how to swim until today.
Up to today, yeah.
But when you are going for any job interview, TJ, are you asked if you know how to swim?
Hakuna.
Mimi naendanga na zile basics zitanisaidia kwa hii life. So, swimming, right now, I can afford to hire a trainer to train me 24 hours on how to swim. But if I had made it a priority at a time when it was not, ningejua kuswim and I have no money. So
very true. Unapelekwa swimming every weekend.
Yeah, I think this life, it is just good to work hard and get your own things. And you know, they say the higher you go, the cooler it becomes.
Oh, yes. Very true.
Hao wanaume watakudanganya kidogo tu hapo, but the higher you go, the better men you will get. I can guarantee ladies that the higher you go,
the better you become.
Yes.
So speaking of...
me right now I'm married to my learned senior.
Oh, where?
Yes. Supposing ningeanza kuchanganyikiwa huko.
Nilikwambia tutapumua hapa.
Yeah.
So how did you manage as... Now let's talk about the chief officer in Ruth.
Yes.
That is lands.
Yes.
I hope we'll have time enough to explore this, because I'm looking at you as the youngest chief officer here within Uasin Gishu County. Kuna mambo ambayo unang'ang'ana nayo, especially mambo ya mashamba. A chief officer in lands, you know, you have to be so strong. And I'm sure now that is where the knowledge, legal issues imekujia, and you're able to handle these issues so well, I'm very sure.
Yes.
How do you feel?
What I want to say is that land is very emotive, this part of the country. And it takes, I think when I became chief officer, I made a new prayer that I asked God for the grace to be able to handle people. You know, some people just come, they've been conned, or maybe a shamba, or you know, and you know, some people will just look at you as a young person and prejudge that you are not able to address their issue. But I thank God for the grace that I have had to take people through, even not what brought you to my office. Some other legal advice I've been able to give people in terms of putting their houses in order. In terms of, for example, when someone dies, they need to do succession. Most of the people in Uasin Gishu County don't do succession. We only start rushing when maybe we want to take a loan, or maybe you want to kutoa mtu kwa hospitali and you need to use a title. So sometimes, and most of my clients are very old people. So
yeah, of course, wazee ndio wako na mashamba.
Yeah.
Do young people have shambas?
Very few. Very few. And one thing I thank God for is the spousal consent. The law now requires that before you do any transaction, there has to be a spousal consent where your wife says that I'm the wife of so and so, and I'm aware of this transaction. Many times before, the wife and the children would just realize shamba imeuzwa when the other person is coming to take over.
Yeah, true.
So this has at least come to protect the family, in the sense that you have to involve the wife in selling, especially where they live, the matrimonial home. But I want to really challenge the women and the youth. I think if you look at the percentage of ownership of land, the women and the youth make up less than 5%. And you know, title deed can be used as security for loan, can be used in many other ways of economic empowerment. And it is an area that we are not exploring. So for me, I'd like to challenge young people that let us work hard, let us invest in land, invest in real estate, and as a way of growing, tusikae tu, okay, ni mzuri kukaa town, yes, but let us have something going on back at home.
Lakini kuna kitu ambayo young people walikuwa wanasema inaogopesha. Hizi kitu ya land rates.
Yes.
What is that? Na unajua wengi bado hawajaelewa ni nini. Maybe ndio inafanya watu wanaogopa. Kuna percentage ambayo unafaa ulipe county.
Land rates, it is land rates ni tax tu kama hii ingine yenye mnalipa KRA. It is just that one is due to the county. Having juu sisi ndio tuna manage shamba zenye ziko within. And land rates is not something scary. If you look at zile shamba za huko nyumbani, land rates zinaanza hata na 60 bob. Kuna mashamba land rates ni 60 bob.
Per month or per year?
Per year.
Oh.
So ni vile watu hawalipi, so ina accrue, inakaa, inapata interest, inapata penalties, inakuja kukua pesa mingi. Na saa hizi Uasin Gishu County imeweza kudigitize payment of land rates. So that sio lazima ukuje mpaka kwa ofisi yangu ndio ulipe. Kuna namba ya simu unapiga, unatumiwa invoice kwa WhatsApp, unaona technology. Unatumiwa invoice kwa WhatsApp, unalipa na M-Pesa, unatumiwa receipt kwa WhatsApp. All from wherever you are.
Someone is watching and listening to you, especially on these land rates. What's the number?
0720 64 64 64.
Ah, we. 0720 64 64 64.
Yes.
Ndio namba ya kulipa land rates.
Unapiga simu hapo.
Piga simu.
Unapewa invoice. Ukishapewa invoice, unaenda kwa M-Pesa. Unaenda kwa paybill, unaweka business number, unaweka 646464.
Okay.
Account number unaweka hiyo invoice number yenye tunakutumia. Then ukishalipa tunakutumia receipt haraka tu.
Na inaisha hivyo.
Inaisha tu hivyo.
Okay, so there's really nothing so serious about land rates.
Nothing to be scared about.
Okay, so what's your parting shot now to the young people, because since our time for today is imeisha, what is the word you can tell the young people as you look at them hapo nyumbani?
My parting shot to the young people is this, that if you are not on the table, you must be in the menu. So for us as young people, the only way for us to be on the table is to work hard. We will not be given seats on the table for free. You have to work hard and earn that seat on the table, so that we don't keep crying that the youth tumeonewa, the youth tumeonewa. If we were in the decision making body that decides the revenue share that goes where, we would be able to defend the share for the youth. But you see, if you are not there, if you are in the menu, you just become part of what people are sharing. So I want to urge the youth, in a small way, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, do it so well that we will come and find out from you how do you go about it. If you are rearing chicken, if you are doing dairy, do it so well that you become a newsmaker in that field. And if you are in school, look at it as a chance to transform your life. And some of us have made it from the village to where we are. We are just here as a living testimony to tell you that it is doable, and you can do it yourself. So for me, I just want to appreciate this show and say that we can do this. And I'm looking forward to also scaling the heights myself. I'm not yet there, but I'm still working.
Wow, yani despite hizi zote zinamefanya bado she's still yet to get there. What a way to end the show. Nashukuru sana bila shaka mgeni wetu Madam Ruth ambaye ni Chief Officer, the youngest Chief Officer hapa katika kaunti yetu ya Uasin Gishu at the Lands Office, na bila shaka pia akiwa Chapter President wa Young African Women Congress, anafanya Masters in Law. Nakwambia kuna mengi ambayo amefanya, na bila shaka katika kipindi chetu wiki ijayo tutakuwa bado naye tukiangazia mengi ambayo atakuwa anatuambia kuhusu changamoto ambazo vijana wamepitia na jinsi ya kujikimu ama kujisaidia ili kuendelea na maisha. Asante sana kwa kutazama kipindi hiki, hadi wiki ijayo. Bariki.